It's Monday, May 22. In the headlines, in local news, details about National Labor Day 2023. In business news, this week's Young Boss focuses on personal and professional development. We meet Angelique James of Genesco. Regionally, CXC Math solution after Paper 2 leak. Internationally, SpaceX sends Saudi astronauts, including first Arab woman, to International Space Station. And in sports, young reggae girls confident about victory at the 2023 CONCACAF Women's Under-20 Championship. This is the news on PBC Jamaica. I'm Simone Absalom Gale. Just about 800 teachers have been trained under the Coding in Schools program. Minister of Education and Youth Favour Williams says 497 teachers at the primary level and 272 at the secondary level have been fully trained to deliver coding skills to students. According to the minister, there are 32 schools at the secondary level that are currently integrating and delivering coding programs.
Coding in school got off to a good start. We hit a little bump, but we're regrouping. To date, we have 769 teachers who are fully trained in delivering coding skills, 497 at the primary level and 272 at the secondary level. There are 32 high schools that are integrating and delivering coding programs currently.
She provided the update during her recent contribution to the sectoral debate in the House of Representatives.
We have loads of e-resources, applications. Teachers have access to lesson plan banks with over 500 lessons ready-made for them and already mapped to the national standards curriculum, which they can tailor to meet the needs of the students in the classroom.
Meanwhile, Minister Williams shared that as of May 12, 2023, e-learning delivered 16,053 e-vouchers for laptops to teachers in primary and secondary schools. So far, 14,251 teachers have redeemed their vouchers. Jamaicans are being encouraged to register and participate in the upcoming Labor Day activities on Tuesday, May 23. Labor Day will be observed under the theme Plant a Tree for Life, promoting climate change mitigation, food security, and road safety. The National Labor Day project will be a tree planting exercise along Highway 2000 in the vicinity of Heartlands Road, Old Harbour, St. Catherine. Speaking at a JIS think tank, Minister of Culture, Gender Entertainment and Sport Olivia Grange explained that under the road safety aspect, volunteers are being encouraged to paint or repaint pedestrian crossings, especially those near a school.
There's a list of pedestrian crossings that have been provided by the Road Safety Council that are located near various schools across the island. You can assist in having those painted. Make contact with your parish national work agency because there is a proper way to paint a pedestrian crossing. So you're encouraged to reach out to the NAA, to reach out to your school principals, and to indicate that you are willing and able and ready to assist in the painting or repainting of the pedestrian crossings.
She says the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, through its Grow Smart, Eat Smart campaign, will be distributing farming kits.
They will be providing 15,000 assorted fruit seedlings to be distributed by RADA and the National Irrigation Commission. The emphasis will be on farmers planting orchards as well as individuals and households supporting and sustaining family and personal nutrition.
Persons are asked to register their Labor Day projects via the online registration form on the JIS website at www.jis.gov.jm. Manufacturers and artisans have an opportunity to participate in the 2023 edition of the Christmas in July trade show. Interested parties have until Friday, May 26 at 5 p.m. to submit their applications via the Tourism Enhancement Fund website at www.tef.gov.jm. The trade show provides an opportunity for local producers of gifts and souvenir items to promote their products to alternative market segments. Products may be from the categories of desktop solutions, spa and aromatherapy, decor, clothing, fine art, jewelry, souvenirs, food and products created from organic and natural fibers. Time now for the business report with Danita Rodney.
Do you think you're in need of a little personal and professional development? Well, this week's young boss, Angelique James of Janesco, has made it her mission to help you with just that.
My name is Angelique James and my company is called Janesco. So we deal with a lot of personal and professional development. We provide coaching as well as consultation services for individuals who want to expand, improve, strategize, just to get you to your next level so you can operate at your best. I did my master's in clinical psychology and I noticed that everybody was doing the same thing. And I wanted to do something different. So in my undergrad years, I did psychology and marketing and I saw how the two came together to complement each other. And the more reading I did, I realized that coaching is essentially the segue between business and therapy to get the individuals to meet their goals at a faster rate rather than slow progress. So it's more of a relationship, a partnership, in the sense that the client and the coach, they work together hand in hand as they try to utilize different techniques and strategies to reach a common goal. It's been very welcoming. So individuals who hear about the different ideas, hear about our plans, what it is that we actually offer, they tend to be very warm and inviting and willing to engage and hear more. So it's all about exposure. That has been one of our challenges. We've been trying to get ourselves in different spaces, trying to ensure that we have coaches that meet a variety of needs, because not everyone wants help for professional or personal development. Some persons want it for health, some persons might want it for fitness, finances, performance. It varies for everyone. I enjoy working at my own pace. I tend to get things done in intervals. So I'm able to wake up at 5:30, do some work, take a break from like 12 back to 2, and then work again. So I like the freedom to work at my own pace when the inspiration strikes, and even when some determination is needed when motivation fails. But just the freedom of doing it. Just do it. So even though Janesco is relatively new, it's not my first venture. I've tried several different businesses that some have failed, some have succeeded, but it's about just doing it. Just do it, regardless of the risk, regardless of how you're feeling. If you might not be experienced, you might not feel ready, but just do it regardless, and trial and error. work it out as you go along. So we have been experimenting a bit with how individuals use art to express themselves when words fail. So we've actually partnered with House of Flames to do art exhibit, showcase live performances, the whole work, all different aspects of art. Just have individuals come and show what they have. We do it the last Sunday of each month. We just try to relax, unwind, do something different. Just express yourself. As I said before, when words fail, art steps in. So you can either visit our website at janesco.com, so that's janexco.com, or you can follow us on social media at Janesco, or give us a call or a WhatsApp message at 876-488-2444. So that's 3 4s at the end.
For your market updates in foreign exchange trading for Friday, May 19, the US dollar sold for an average of $155.26. The Canadian dollar ended trading at $115.20. The pound sterling traded for $194.33, and the euro sold for an average of $169.90. In JSE trading, the JSE index declined by 1,634 points. The junior market index advanced by 44 points. The combined market index declined by 1,119 points, and the all Jamaican composite index declined by 3,388 points. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 107 stocks, of which 43 advanced, 46 declined, and 18 traded firm. Stocks advanced for 138 Student Living Jamaica Limited, Access Financial Services Limited, and Barita Investments Limited. Stocks declined for Cargo Handlers Limited, Caribbean Assurance Brokers Limited, and Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances Limited. Trading firm were AMG Packaging and Paper Company Limited, Blue Power Group Limited, and Caribbean Producers Jamaica Limited. The overall volume leaders were Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited with over 3 million units, Sagicor Select Funds Limited Financial, and Jetcon Corporation Limited with over 1 million units. In regional stocks, in Trinidad and Tobago, zero securities traded. On the Barbados Stock Exchange, Emera Deposit Receipt was the sole security trading 200 shares. In regional business, major oilfield services company National Oilwell Varco (NOV) has opened a new base in Guyana. The aim to better service companies operating in Guyana's oil and gas industry. Here are the details.
The grand opening ceremony on Thursday evening marked a momentous addition for the company, which already has base facilities in 11 Latin American countries. President of the NOV Well Site Services Company, Mark Laperouse, said the intent of the company is to eventually become 100% Guyanese operated.
We have a small handful here now. We're growing it, and we hope to do a lot more here because we will eventually convince Exxon to give us more work. But we will grow it here, and we'll grow it with a very intelligent, hard-working workforce.
He noted that the company is aware of the highly trained workforce that already exists here, and it intends to expand on this. Back in 2020, the company made its first trip to Guyana and has since provided world-class services to ExxonMobil. NOV brings its technical expertise and advanced equipment to enable the energy industry to safely produce energy and minimize the impact on the environment. This move is expected to greatly benefit the oil and gas industry by providing employment and better respond to the needs of the offshore facilities. The company joins sister companies, the Guyana Shore Base Inc., where a thermal disruption treatment facility is, and the Sustainable Environmental Solutions, SES, which also houses parts for NOV. Laperouse said an estimated US $4 million was invested into those parts. The base facility rented from a local businessman will store even more equipment. Chief Executive Officer of the Guyana Office for Investment, GoInvest, Dr. Peter Ramsroop, said the company has made a very profitable investment in moving to Guyana.
If you look at Guyana market today from 2020 to 2023, and you said this is it, this is not even close. You know, for 1.2 million barrels of oil by 2026, 27, you haven't heard about the monetization of gases yet. Where Guyana will be in the near future, and I believe companies that have bought the stock and is here in Guyana is way ahead of those who are now thinking about it.
Meanwhile, Bobby Gosai Jr., the senior petroleum coordinator at the Ministry of Natural Resources, said there will be massive growth of the country's economy over the next 7 years. For this reason, major investors such as NOV are welcomed, he said.
In market data for oil prices were steady as caution related to U.S. debt ceiling talks dragged on optimism over demand later in the year. Brent crude futures rose 19 cents to $75.77 a barrel, while West Texas Intermediate crude rose 17 cents to $71.72. And that was the business report on PBCJ. I'm Danita Rodney.
In regional news, the Caribbean Examinations Council has outlined tweaks to this year's CSEC Math Certificate following a leak of Paper 2 last week. CXC Registrar and CEO Dr. Wayne Wesley says the leaked paper had been accessed by students across the region. Helisha Humphreys has his comments.
In light of the leak, the CSEC mathematics examination will be assessed based on the modified approach. Local CXC Registrar Myrick Smith explains.
We're using the paper 1, the multiple choice, which is yet to come, and the SBA grade for students who are in school, and the grade for the alternate paper, paper 3. I would think that they're good solutions under the circumstances.
Meanwhile, Registrar and Chief Executive Officer of the Caribbean Examinations Council, Dr. Wayne Wesley, explains having candidates write a new paper 2 would result in delayed CXC results. He says this could also affect students' ability to matriculate to tertiary institutions.
So the release of results and the need for persons to matriculate, understanding that mathematics is one of the subjects that are required by all students in particular. And so we came on the side where we are cognizant of the particular health and well-being of our candidates.
Dr. Wesley also says the mathematics multiple choice is normally reflective of the entire syllabus, and the SBA gives another set of dimensions in terms of skills utilized, ensuring all of the necessary competencies of a candidate are evaluated. The registrar gave further details on securing the CXC papers at the centre in Jamaica from which the leaked papers came.
In this particular case, we have asked that all papers from that centre be removed immediately so that we can continue to guarantee that the papers are indeed protected and prevented from any persons who want to access those papers illegally.
Meanwhile, the local CXC registrar shares part of Antigua and Barbuda's protocol for ensuring the integrity of the examinations.
And they are stored in a secure vault, a secure area that we have. That area is severely restricted to access by any other person except myself and one or two other persons who work in my office under my supervision. We keep everything on the lock and key and follow the protocol. And so, to the best of my knowledge, we have not had a breach.
Helisha Humphreys, ABS News.
The Chief Executive Officer for the Guyana Office for Investment, Go Invest, Dr. Peter Ramsroop, is urging investors in the oil and gas sector to expand their companies by manufacturing equipment parts locally instead of importing or shipping it from their overseas-based headquarters.
Head of the Guyana Office for Investment, Dr. Peter Ramsroop, believes that the country's scope for development is unlimited and oil service providers should bank on the opportunity to grow their companies here. While delivering remarks during the opening ceremony for an oilfield service company at Plantation Room, East Bank, Demerara, he suggested that companies build the parts they use rather than shipping equipment from their overseas-based headquarters. He says such a response adds value to Guyana's growing economy.
We don't want to just sell this material to Exxon. We want to produce it in Guyana. We may never build an FPSO, but we will build major components of the FPSO in the future. So we're looking for the transition We welcome investors today and what they bring to the table, but tomorrow, investor, we're looking for much more.
Dr. Ramsroop said the government of Guyana is looking for ways to add value to raw materials produced locally. He also encouraged more collaboration between local and foreign companies.
We welcome our foreign direct investors. We appreciate the fact that they're working with local providers to provide expertise and capacity and capability. And that is the true intent of our Investment Act, is to ensure that all of our investors in country understands that we are open for business.
Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat has also urged investors to manufacture using local products to boost the country's economy while maintaining the country's resources. The authorities here also want to lower the exorbitant cost of energy and gradually divorce itself from using harmful fossil fuels. As such, the highly anticipated mega gas-to-energy at Wales on the East Bank Demerara is underway. The project is expected to significantly lower manufacturing costs. It is expected to be completed in 2024. Reporting for the newsroom, I am Luzina Yearwood.
WePay, regarded as the leading payment solution in the Caribbean, has introduced the first digital wallet remittance service in the Eastern Caribbean. More from GBN News.
WePay showcased the innovative features and benefits of WePay Remittance, which is scheduled to commence during the third quarter of 2023. It promises to provide a convenient and secure way for Grenadians to receive funds. WePay aims to redefine traditional remittance methods by introducing a seamless and cashless approach. This innovative solution enhances security and simplifies the collection of money from senders located anywhere in the world. COO of WePay Group, John Mollenteel, highlighted the transformative potential of WePay Remittance.
We are on a growth spurt and we see the world very differently because we see it from a Caribbean perspective. But we are exposed to all the developments of all the great things that are happening elsewhere in the world that we can bring right here in a way that meets you, your needs. There's one saying we have at WePay that we live by, and in a sense is the litmus test in everything we do. We meet you at your point of need.
CEO and founder of WePay Group, Aldwin Wayne, said this new initiative will bring about a significant transformation in the remittance landscape of the Eastern Caribbean.
It's a big, problem, right? You visit any one of the Caribbean islands, you see the same problem. The long lines around the corner waiting to get your monies that was sent 2 days ago. Long lines at the grocery stores just to get the money. So how can we fix this problem? WePay, a payment company, part of the remittance company, allow that remittance payment to go straight into your mobile device, which is connected to your bank account.
The adoption of wallet services in the Caribbean is still relatively new. The launch of this new service receives significant attention from industry leaders, stakeholders, and other guests. Cherry Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
In news on the international scene, the second all-private crew to the International Space Station has blasted off from the Kennedy Space Center in the southern United States. It includes the first female commander of a space station mission, as well as Saudi Arabia's first female astronaut. Al Jazeera's Mike Hanna reports.
The conditions were optimum as the countdown proceeded.
Dragon, SpaceX, go for launch.
Two separate mission controls, one for Axiom and the other for the SpaceX team.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engines full power. And liftoff, Falcon 9. Go.
Then the Falcon 9 rocket eased off the launch platform and the journey began. The crew includes veteran NASA astronaut Peggy Whitson as commander, and 3 private customers paying an estimated $55 million each. Businessman John Schaffner and 2 Saudi nationals who are graduates of Saudi Arabia's first astronaut program.
We are really thrilled and excited for our mission and to represent Saudi Arabia on this journey. I'm really looking forward to all the experiments we're going to be conducting on board the International Space Station.
Biomedical researcher Rayana Banawi will be responsible for many of these experiments, and before the launch she expressed her pride at becoming the first Saudi woman in space.
I have worked for the past 10 years as a researcher, so research has been my passion in life. I have worked on stem cells and tissue re-engineering, and I'm very happy and honored to be here today representing the government of Saudi Arabia and the Saudi Space Commission as the first Saudi women astronaut going to the International Space Station.
The two will join a United Arab Emirates national who's already on the space station. Sultan Al Nayadi tweeting out this view of Saudi Arabia, welcoming his colleagues and celebrating the first ever time that 3 Arab astronauts will be in space together. AX-2 is the first commercial spaceflight mission to include both private astronauts and those representing foreign governments. A perfect fusion of corporate, individual and national interests. Mike Hanna, Al Jazeera, Washington.
In sports, Jamaica's young reggae girl squad has left the island for the 2023 CONCACAF Women's Under-20 Championship. The girls are confident of reaching the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in 2024. The 12th edition of the 2023 CONCACAF Women's Under-20 Championship is the annual International Youth Football Championship organized by CONCACAF for the women's Under-20 national teams of the North, Central American and Caribbean region. It is set to take place in the Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic between May 24 to June 3. The United States of America are the defending champions, having won the 2020 and 2022 tournaments. Jamaica has been drawn in Group A with Canada and Panama, while Mexico, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico and the hosts will contest Group B. To some news now from Cricket West Indies, there are some changes to the important pre-World Cup tour of the United Arab Emirates.
The 3-match one-day international series between the United Arab Emirates and the West Indies will now begin a day earlier, with the two teams playing the opener on Sunday 4th June at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. The first match was originally scheduled for Monday 5th June. The West Indies men's team will arrive in Dubai on June 1st. The second match will be played on Tuesday 6th, with the third and final match scheduled for Friday night. All 3 day-night matches will start at 4:30 p.m., which will be at 8 a.m. Eastern Caribbean time. Both teams will depart for Zimbabwe at the end of the series for their World Cup qualifying campaign, which begins on the 18th of June. The all-important tournament will confirm the remaining 2 spots for the 10-team ICC Cricket World Cup 2023 India. The West Indies team for the tour will be Captain Shea Hope, Brandon King will serve as vice-captain, Alec Atanez, Shamar Brooks, Yannick Correa, Casey Carty, Roston Chase, Dominic Drakes, Kavem Hodge, Akeem Jordan, Gudakesh Muti, Kimo Paul, Raymond Reefer, Odin Smith, and Devon Thomas. Wayne Cunningham, TTT Sport.
And that's the news on PBC Jamaica. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBC Jamaica. Thanks for watching.